Definitely not the
Lee.
president.
You like that? But what does Black History Month kind of mean to you on a personal level? Let's just start there.
It just gives me a sense of equality. It lets me know that at some point over the years and many years, it's been recognized that there was or is inequalities, and it's been recognized that all people, not just people of certain races or of any particular category, if you will, but everybody just as people need to be recognized. And so it reminds me that my people, people of my color and of my descent, of my origin, they are being recognized finally, equally, for their accolades and their accomplishments in life. So it's just a reminder of where we come from or where our ancestors come from.
To me, Black History Month is a sort of reminder. Clearly, I can't forget my history and my ancestors and the path that was laid. But Black history is just a an overall. Oh yeah, in case you forgot, or honestly, sometimes with the things that we see, stuff looks so one-sided and so excluded sometimes that it's nice to get reminded. Oh yeah, it's because all this is going on right now because of the foundation that was laid then. So let's not forget our roots.
Yeah.
That's right.
Black History Month is the celebration of the contributions of Black people. The fact that we have brought so much to this nation that does not always get recognized. So this is specifically the month when those things are put to the forefront and we're saying, hey, Black people have done a whole lot for this country, and we need to go ahead and celebrate those things and make sure that everybody knows and recognizes what we've done in order to push this nation forward. And also just the fact that, to kind of piggyback off of what Arkeisha and Dee have said, just the reminder that, there were people that came before us, our ancestors, our forefathers, our, the generation before us that laid the foundation for us to even be able to be where we are. The fact that we can go to schools without having to worry about, we can only be in this place and somebody else has to be over there. The fact that we can go into restaurants and have sit downs with whomever. Those things were done before us, and now we're able to come in and do those things after them. And those are things that should be celebrated. The fact that people laid that foundation for us to be able to do the things that we can do now.
Love that.
That's right.
I love that. Kai, what about you?
Black History Month to me means a time to celebrate how far we come and how far just so like other colors have come together and integrated. As far as back then we weren't allowed to even be working with each other, and now I work with all types of races.
Yeah.
We It's a time to celebrate, a time to be aware, a time to really see like what things we could do differently and how we could honestly be better, because there's always something that we could change.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. When I think about like Black History Month for so much, I think about how many people that kind of have gone before us who allowed us to stand on their shoulders. You think about Martin Luther King and like there's so many people who made so many sacrifices to change the way that generations looked at race and equality. And so I love the fact that so many people have gone before to give us shoulders to stand on. And my goal for my life is that I want my kids to stand on my shoulders so we see progress continuing generation after generation. And so do you feel like we've seen good progress in the last 100 200 years, or even just in your lifetime? Do you feel like there's been good progress? And also the caveat to that is, what kind of setbacks do you still feel like we're seeing today?
I definitely think we have seen progress. Based on where we were 200 years ago, where we couldn't drink out the same water fountain, absolutely we have progressed. Is there a way to go? Is there ways to go? Absolutely. But I think it just starts with people and your character and your heart. equality to me means that your race, your gender, your origin, none of that matters when it comes to how you are treated and the things that you are allowed in life. Some things aren't allowed to or back then certain things weren't allowed to our race. In this day and age, there's a lot of things that aren't allowed or provided for the Hispanic origin. And so I am looking forward to the day where none of that matters. Your color, your origin, your sexual orientation, none of that matters. And it's all just people. We're just people, and that we're going to treat people like people. I look forward to those days. I may not be here to see it, right? But I have faith that one of our generations will. Maybe my great grandchildren will see the day where color doesn't exist or color doesn't matter in the corporate world, in just everyday life. It's just a color of your skin. I look forward to that.
I love that point too, because I feel like so many times there's been so many people like, I don't see color, and I'm like, we don't have to act like color doesn't exist. Like, it's okay to be different. Like, our differences are what make us unique and what make us powerful. And so I don't like when people, try to act colorblind to the situation. So like, but we're all equal. It doesn't matter. Like, skin is skin.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. And so I feel like that's the beauty of it. And I'm kind of like of that generation where like I'm celebrating progress. I don't know that we'll get completely there in our lifetime where every race has equality, whether you're Hispanic, African American, Indian, like whatever nationality. I don't know that we'll be completely there in my lifetime, but I do want to celebrate progress every step of the way. And so
that's right.
Does anybody else feel like you've seen any progress or any setbacks even in your own life?
There's definitely seen a good bit of progress. Like, I feel like I've seen it live in person because my paternal grandmother is from a little town called Ahoskie, North Carolina. It's right at the Virginia border, like so close to get the Virginia paper. And she could show us, when she just died about 2 years ago, but we go for family reunions, and she could show us the building where she went to school, just one big building, K through 8 is in there. Everybody's learning together. And not even 2 minutes down the road, she showed us the field that she had to go pick cotton in when she got out of school.
Oh, wow.
So to be able to see that, like, she actually got out one day and actually went and got some to keep in her house as a reminder. So to hear her tell those stories, and now we're back in those same spots, driving through there on our own. And we're heading now to the family land, where they have acres and acres of land out there now, versus a little shack, and then going to pick cotton right after school. So now we're going to, because we own this over here now. Yeah. It's all us.
That's right.
So that is that's a lot of progress, and then there's still some setbacks, because I feel like there's setbacks because there are still some people that are set on putting us as an African American Black people in certain boxes.
Yeah.
So as far as there are definitely strides and progress being made, but there's still people that have that attitude of shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
So there's still definitely some steps and work that needs to be done.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of it too is it's generational. I mean, it starts at home. It starts with conversations you have with your kids. Like, the next generation picks up on what their generation brought into them. So I think a lot of what's taught at home, is a significant difference. And so I feel like that it starts at home. And so I love hearing that is really powerful, hearing just about even in one generation, like how much progress has been made. And we've not arrived, but the progress is definitely there. I love hearing that.
I definitely agree that there has been a lot of progress, obviously, to Dee and Arkeisha's point, that, there were things that we were not able to do, things that we were segregated from. And now we're able to come together and to do those things, amongst our white peers, our Hispanic peers. It doesn't matter. But I do feel like there are still some setbacks. I think that just in the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, I think a lot of things were brought to light that are now being that, like I said, they have a light on them now, and it's being shined upon to say like, hey, yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a long way to go, whether it has to do with housing market, whether it has to do with, just whether it's in politics, whether it's in whatever, there's still things that people are now seeing that, okay, yeah, we've done a lot, and we still got a little bit more that we really need to do in order for everybody to feel like they're equal and that they're together. Even to what Arkeisha said about the shut up and dribble. I feel like a lot of times we are put in this box that says like, okay, yeah, we're great athletes, we're great this and we're great that, but we're also great CEOs. We're also great presidents. We're also great business owners. We're also great inventors. We are so much more than just being on a field. We are so much more than just being put into these boxes just because we're great at it, but we're also great at a whole lot of other things. And I would really love to see the day when we can have those things have a greater light placed on them than just this one thing that we're super good at over here.
Yeah, my son's an excellent athlete, but I'd much rather him be known for his robotics and engineering that he's interested in instead.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, even now, like my son is 2 and he's in daycare with so many other kids. And to what you were saying, Ben, about it's taught at home. When I see those little kids in that school and how they don't care that Lodge is Black, they don't care that this other kid over here is Hispanic, they don't care. They're just all in there playing.
Yeah.
I want to see that on an everyday basis amongst the adults too. I want us to be able to come together and to play together without it being nah, I can't play with you because you have to be in your own sandbox and you have to do your own thing because you're Black, because you're Hispanic or whatever.
Yeah.
We get past
and to piggyback off of that, Nina, to piggyback off of that, to show the difference between age 2 in daycare and age 6 in public school. Elijah at 2 knows, and he and his peers know nothing about color and they don't care.
Yeah.
But now where my Ethan is 6 and he's first grade and it's being pointed out to him that we're different. In first grade. He wanted me to explain to him, what is the difference between Black and white, Mom?
Yeah.
Pigment. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all. But now it's being pointed out in first grade to him that he is different than some of the other children in his class.
Yeah.
His cousin, who is biracial, it's been pointed out to him that she is not the same as him, even though they're cousins.
Yeah.
And so it's not, and it's scary. This was one of the things that I feared as a mom with my child going into public school and going into the world and into society, is that the things that I tried so hard to protect him from having to compare, right, are now being forced on him in other settings that I don't really have control over.
Right.
So now every day after school, or at least once a week, me and Dad, we have to do like damage control. Hey, whoa, what'd you learn today? Well, that's not true. This is how we're gonna approach this, and this is how we're gonna do that. We have to train our child at home that yes, these things are different, and here's why, but it shouldn't matter. And to me, that's a little saddening that I'm having to confirm for my child who's 6 that the things that have been pointed out to him in his school setting, such as difference in color and difference in race, that they are real things.
Well, I think there's 2 things that are really beautiful though, and one of them is that what's the difference? Like pigment. Like that response is because there is no other difference. Like you're human just like I'm human, and we all have our own flaws, we all have our own things, but we're beautiful. It's like it's what makes everything what it is. The other thing is you start recognizing that, like, if we can learn anything from children, like children just live life. And they live, like, there's harmony. Like when you see little kids together and playing, it's like why can't we just all be kids, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
why does it have to be so complicated? And my thought always is like, I hate, the racial division that's been there, like in history. Those are things that you look back on and it's disgusting. But when you see children together, I think it almost gives you hope that there's generational things. And I think even your parenting, Dee, of being able to help them understand, like, hey, it's pigment, and sometimes people get it wrong. And there's evil in the world, so evil's going to exist. I think it's always going to exist to some extent. But I think when it starts at home, we begin to change a generation. And I think when you see from it was Arkeisha's grandma to now, and seeing what's happened in 1 or 2 generations, like the progress.
Now that's what you call progress right there.
That's
That's
Exactly.
a true story of progression.
Yeah. That's
for
awesome.
sure.
Well, if you guys had, I guess if you had one message for the world today, like what would be your message for the world, like from your heart, like to really see our world continue to change and continue to progress? Like, what is your message to the world?
Try every day to just not let the obvious matter. It's obvious that my skin color and Ben's skin color is different. It's obvious that our sexual, or our sex is different. You're a male, I'm a female. It's obvious that you have a mustache and I don't. But let's not make that matter.
I don't love it, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You can put the beard with it. That's all. Just put the beard with it. Bring it all together. Bring it all together.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. But my message would be is just let's try hard to not make those things matter. Let's be concerned about character. Let's be concerned about people's heart and trying to learn their heart, and just being fair. Like, let's not make the obvious matter. Let's go a little bit deeper. If you're going to judge somebody off their character, judge them off their heart. Those are things that matter, not the color of their skin, or whether they're male or female, or whether they're, the small things are those. The bigger things and the most important things is what's inside.
I'm trying to make the same kind of moves you're trying to make. And I respect what you're doing. While I respect what you're doing, trying to make your moves, please respect mine. I'm not trying to stop you from doing anything. I'm not trying to prevent you. I don't feel like I'm owed anything because of my race. Like, I understand everybody has to put in their fair share of work. So I guess it's kind of like what Dee said. Ignore the obvious. Let's get past the obvious, because at the end of the day, we all trying, we all doing the same thing. We all trying to keep the same kind of machines running. We all got the same, we all trying to do for our families. We're trying to live our lives. We're trying to have a good time, make good, positive progression. And just see that as, me as a person, like as a, just an individual.
Yeah.
I would just say, be kind, because you never know what someone's going through. You never know.
Yes.
A lot of people go through the same things, and you just never know what someone's going through. You never know what your words could do to that person. Your words could be the final words that person hears.
Yeah.
And realize that when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, it literally says one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So that means everybody that's in the United States that is a citizen deserves the same respect, deserves the same love, deserves the same energy. And we should all be able to give that. We should all be able to forgive. We should all be willing to relearn, unlearn, and do better.
Amen.
Just to better ourselves for the future. Like, we have other kids that are coming into this generation, and we don't want them to experience the things that we've experienced.
Yeah.
And as a whole, I just feel like we could all do better. We could all be better. And each side, every side needs to genuinely come together and just be one. We're all family. We're all in the same nation. We're all in the same country. Let's just be family.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, I feel like equality Equality will happen when people learn to lead with love and not lead with the fact that we are different. We have so many people in this world and in this country that have so much to contribute to this life and have contributed to this life. But we're so focused on the fact that I'm brown, you're white, this person looks like this person looks like that, and not really taking into consideration the fact that at the end of the day, we're all equals. We all have a heart. We all have the ability to contribute something to this world, and to not let what we look like on the outside affect how we're going to deal with those people in the end.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, to everybody's point, there are people that are coming behind us. There are little tiny people that are looking to us for guidance. They're looking to us to be the ones to show them how they move forward in this world. Do we really want to show them how to hate? Do we really want to leave them with the legacy of hate and the fact that this is what we're standing on, is the fact that nope, you're brown, nope, you're this, nope, you're that, we can't let you do, or we won't allow you to? Let's end that. Let's find a way to lead with love, and to Dee's point, to look at the character of a person and not what they have going on the outside. And to Kaya's point, the fact that everybody is going through something. So wouldn't it be better to be kind? Wouldn't
Absolutely.
it be better to move forward in kindness and in love than to allow, like I said, our differences to be that deciding factor on what we do day in and day out? I don't want to leave that legacy for Elijah. I want to show him different. And I want other people to show their kids different, so that when we do leave this world, we leave them better.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think, when we talk about these things, ladies, like, so much is what's really powerful is love and kindness, like, does so much for you personally too. Living a life of like hate and unforgiveness holds yourself captive. And when you live with love and kindness, it allows you to feel free and allows you to be free for others. So Kaya, even your words were so powerful, but I want you to know, ladies, I think that you guys are so beautiful. Not just, on the outside. I think you guys have beautiful hearts. I'm lucky to know you. I have fun every time we get together. It's always a good time. So I want you to know I'm really grateful for you and grateful to work alongside you. But I honestly just appreciate y'all sharing your heart, educating me, and I hope our conversation can help other people to know as well that, like, we're all one, and we've got to live together, and we've got to figure this out and continue to make each generation better. So I really appreciate y'all's time, and I just want you guys to know I really appreciate you so much.